For this tutorial, first we will do some light housekeeping to have everything ready to make the API call in ZeroWork. The first thing to do is adding a table, so we can iterate through a few images in a single run. The table will have two columns, one for the image URL, and another for the description that the model from Straico will generate. Let's add some variables that will be used for the API call. The first one will be the path to the content from the Straico API response. This is always the same, and what you can change is the model name. Another one I like to call status catch that will serve to get the API status response. And finally, one for the actual API key from Straico. Great, with that done, let's build the Taskbot Flow. For the first step, we will have a start repeat block. This will iterate on all the rows in a table. Since we're using a native ZeroWork table, we will select dynamic as the loop type. Let's select the one we created earlier and save the block. Now, we will do the send HTTP request, which is the block where the actual API call will happen. First, change the method to post. Since we're sending information, paste the endpoint that we can get from the API docs. It's important that it's the prompt completion v1. Let's go to headers and get the API permissions set in the key type authorization. And in the value, we will select the variable with the API key. Move to the request body tab. In here, we will write the body of the API call, which involves the model, the message, and the image URL that the Taskbot will iterate on. So we place it as a variable. With that done, go to the Save Response tab. We want to save the response body in our variables in the first variable we created with the entire path. Remember that the model name must be the same. Then select the other variable to save response code. That way, if something goes wrong, we can know why. And lastly, we will add an update data block to send the Straico model response to our table, so we can have the image link and the description in the same place. Selecting the variable with the saved response body and the column for the image description in our table. That is the entire setup. Let's go and add some images. Open the table view and paste the image URLs. For this example, I will use some of the images I generated with Flux directly in Straico, but you can get them from anywhere you want, including ones generated through the Straico API. But we will do that some other time. Now that we have our image URLs all set, you need to make sure you're running your ZeroWork agent. Time to run the Taskbot. Wait a bit until the API call is done and all the data is saved. Check the table, and we will have the image descriptions of each image. And that's how you do a Straico API call with image URLs using ZeroWork. Remember that if you have any questions, we're here to help. Feel free to leave a message and join our Discord server to learn more.